All right, so now we already familiar with all 9 type of different photos that we're going to see in Duolingo English Test. So today, let's focus on how can we prepare to make sure that we can speak up to 90 seconds. I'm going to share with you a 5-step framework to do that. Right? This framework is very easy to remember and it's very helpful. Right? So especially for the last 3 steps. So please watch until the end of this video. Step number 1, starting by describing the overall picture. Right? What kind of picture is this? Here it will be very helpful to learn some of the introduction sentence to start with your answer. Something like, this is a picture of, or in this image there is something something. Step number 2, focus on the main subjects. So sometimes the main subject is an object, right? Sometimes it's people, right? If it's object, then we focus on discussing what and where. If it's people, then we will discuss who is doing what. Step number 3, introduce the secondary subjects. Basically, surrounding things, right? So we can start from upper left-hand corner, and then we can go clockwise or counterclockwise. It's up to you, right? In this section, remember to use many prepositional phrases like under, above, below, etc. And then also try to use more adjectives and adverbs, right? So I'm going to show you how to do that in an example very soon. Well, step number 4, make reasonable guess, right? So we need to create links between the main and secondary subjects. And if there are people, then we need to discuss their relationships, right? They are why they were put together and what they're doing together and stuff like that, right? And step number 5, relate this picture to our own experiences, right? So now let's take a look at example and see how we can apply this 5-step framework. Let's take a look at the picture for say 5 seconds, and then let's try to follow the 5-step framework. Step number 1, describe the overall picture, right? And we start with, this is a picture of a woman's archery competition, right, taking place inside a gymnasium, right? So who is doing what and where, right? So we will cover all of these 3 topics in one sentence. Step number 2, focus on the main subject. Let's describe what is in the middle of the picture. We can say, okay, in the center of the picture, we can see 2 female archers fully engaged in shooting their arrows. Their bow already drawn back, and their attention is sharply fixed on releasing the arrows. Each archer is dressing in specialized gear specifically designed for archery, highlighting their role as serious competitors in this event. Right, step number 3, let's talk about the surroundings, right? So we already talked about, using prepositional phrases and adjectives and adverbs in this section, right? So we can see, okay, we can say something like this, above, where the 2 archers are, a lot of people of different ages are watching the archer compete with excitement. These people are very interested and focused on the match. Right below this excited crowd, behind the archers, there are 3 referees wearing bright yellow jackets. They stand out clearly. They are looking closely at where the archers are aiming their arrows. So I highlighted prepositional phrases and adjectives and adverbs in this paragraph, right? So we can take a look at it, and we need to think about what kind of adjectives and adverbs we can use. Step number 4, make reasonable guess. Here we can say, okay, I think this might be the final round of a women's archery competition. The entire stadium seems to be waiting in anticipation for the final score of these 2 archers, right? So I'm making a guess of what these 2 women are doing, right? And as long as we stay focused on the topics of the pictures, it's acceptable. Step number 5, relate this picture to our own experiences. Now here I'm saying that, I never watched an archery match before. I would like to see something, in the future, blah, 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 right? So that's it. So this is how we use this 5 steps framework. Now let's put them all together and see how it works. This is a picture of a women's archery competition taking place inside of a gymnasium. In the center of the picture, we can see two female archers fully engaged in shooting their arrows. They are both already drawn back and their attention is sharply fixed on releasing the arrow. Each archer is dressed in specialized gear specifically designed for archery, highlighting their role as serious competitors in this event. Above where the two archers are, a lot of people of different ages are watching the archer compete with excitement. These people are very interested and focused on the match. Right below the excited crowd, behind the archers, there are three referees wearing bright yellow jackets. They stand out clearly. They're looking closely at where the archers are aiming their arrows. I think this might be the final round of a women's archery competition. The entire stadium seems to be waiting in anticipation for the final score of these two archers. I've never watched an archery match live or on TV. Archery is something I rarely encounter in my daily life, but I have heard that the women's archery teams from Korea and China are impressive. I think I should look for sport facilities nearby and try to learn more about archery. It looks cool and seems like a sport that could help develop concentration skills. And now you can see after we use these 5-step frameworks, we speak almost exactly 90 seconds.